I just want to go back for a moment with respect to the text message which you showed the police, which apparently influenced their decision to let you keep the vehicle. It comes from you, Ms. Dillon. You say, John asked me to do a release of liability on the RV and put it in your name. And your response to that is, yes, I'm good with that, and you're welcome. I so appreciate all the help you have given John. And then you say, Ms. Dillon, okay, great. Now I can do the release of liability and sign the pink slip over thanks. There's absolutely no mention here of any other condition to your performing those tasks.
I hadn't spoken with her at all, so I was just clarifying that it was okay to put the title in her name for him. I didn't go into detail about any of the business between him and I as far as what happened with the car, what happened with the RV, how much he was I didn't go into all that with her.
By the way, we do have a pretty detailed bill of sale that appears to be signed, just so you know, showing that the Denali was sold for $500 and everybody signed that. Does that kind of change your view about any of this?
No. They came to this verbal agreement. I'm privy to it. She says we hadn't spoken. I was at dinner at our house just a couple of days before all this happened with John. And I overheard, and so did Jorge, their arrangements.
Stand up. Did you actually hear the plaintiff indicate that this was a trade?
Yes.
What is your relationship to the...
we're just really good friends.
What exactly did you hear with respect to the transaction?
Well, prior to me helping them move stuff into the RV, I overheard on speakerphone John and Stacy talking about trading the vehicles.
Did something happen that we're not being told between the 6th and the 11th to, like, blow this whole thing up? Yeah.
I can fill in the blanks as well
Okay.
on that. The morning that we came back with the paperwork and the supervisor was there, all of the stuff that I helped move into the RV for Bobbie and John was missing. I know when when John came out, he pretty much right off the bat threatened us. He's like, "You guys are lucky that I didn't shoot you."
Wait, who said I'm lucky? You're lucky I didn't shoot
John
you?
did.
Him.
Yes.
I take it you admit to saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so when we were drilling into the RV, he said, "You guys are breaking and entering." And I'm like, "No, actually, we got permission to do whatever possible."
That's after the period I'm still not understanding, which is when she called the cops on you the first time, where everything's all nicey-nicey, and then on November 10th, we're like calling the cops and like, "You're dead to me."
She came out, she had words, and she said, "Don't make me do what I don't want to do." I never said that. And she went off.
It was just discovering them in the RV. That was the end.
Correct.
Okay, so you have the Denali, and you like to keep your RV.
I do not wish to have the RV back.
Of course not.
I do not know what condition it is in. I just replaced the roof on it
Well,
and did several other repairs on it.
What do you mean you do not wish to have the RV back?
I do not wish to have the RV
You're just suing for the value of the RV?
Correct.
What proof do you have that it's worth $5,000?
Well, I submitted comparison values of the RV.
And why would they be liable to you for $5,000 when the police told them they could keep it?
The police only went by the DMV records, which
Well, I
only
don't
showed
care
a title transfer.
what records they went by. You are suing her essentially for stealing this vehicle.
This is not my signature.
I'm not talking about your signature. I'm talking about a claim of right to possession that a law enforcement agency gave to the defendants. I have nothing further. Anything further? Okay, we're going to excuse both of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Ms. Dillon, Ms. Bertram, we have deliberated and considered the testimony and the evidence and reached a verdict. I don't believe that there was a valid transfer of title here. I don't think that this document does it. I would have made a different call out in the field if I had been law enforcement about who was the rightful owner. However, as my colleagues pointed out, Ms. Bertram, you did have the sort of color of the law behind you in retaining possession of the vehicle for some time because somebody out there in the field made a determination that you had title. We can't really sort out what happened. But, Ms. Dillon, we don't believe that you proved that this vehicle was stolen by Ms. Bertram. So we're not going to award you compensation for stolen property because we don't feel that you've proven that case. So, at the end of the day, the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff in terms of confirming title, but we are dismissing the claim for stolen property and denying your claim for monetary damages. And that's the verdict of the court.